Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everybody. So good to spend some time with you here today doing another book excerpt reading from the book Soul Love by Sanaya Roman. This is Soul Love, Awakening Your Heart Centers. And this one we're going to be focusing on what you do want. And this was actually by special request from one of you. And I'm so glad that, I received a question about this particular topic. So someone recently posted a question on, attracting a certain type of relationship, connection with another person in their life, and was asking if there are any meditations by Oren and Ben, Sanaya channels. Oren and Ben. Actually, I'm getting this there's two separate people. Anyway, Sanaya channels either Oren or Ben, I forget which one. And they have lots of awesome meditations. And so you can go to orendeben.com and find those. And I'll share what some of the titles of those are. But what I did not find what that person was specifically requesting, but I found the closest thing to it. So when it comes to attracting a certain type of relationship in your life, you want to focus on what you do want. And so I'm going to share an excerpt about that from Sanaya. And we're reading from page 155 to page 156 if you have this book at home. And it's just basically one page. It goes pretty quickly. So let's get into it. So when attracting a certain relationship, they start by saying, focus on what you want rather than on what you do not want. To create what you want in a relationship, you need to know what you want. Most people know what they do not want, yet find it hard to think of what they do want. Stop paying attention to or complaining about all the things you want that you do not have. And I'm just going to pause for a moment and say, we'll have a little conversation, you and I, about all of this when I'm done reading the excerpt, okay? But let me read what they have to say first. Do not dwell on past hurts or remember times when the other person disappointed you. Instead, recall times when you felt loved and nurtured. Do not think about all the things this person is doing that you do not want this person to do, but reflect instead on all the things this person does that you love and appreciate. Your thoughts and actions draw certain behaviors from people. If you constantly review how others have caused you pain, they will receive your pictures and live them out by creating more of the same. Whenever you catch a negative thought or feel upset, angry, or distant from someone because this person is not giving you what you want, change your perspective. Focus instead on what is working in your relationship. Use this to experience life from your soul's perspective. Use this to experience life from your soul's perspective, one that sees peace, perfection, and beauty, that knows all is well, and that is certain that the universe is working for you. Think of the person you have chosen. Pay attention to the kind of thoughts you have about this relationship. Do you think of what is wrong between you, or of what the other person is doing that you do not want him or her to do? To create the relationship you want, change these thoughts. Circulate energy among your heart centers and move into a state of soul love. Feel your connection to all the love in the universe. From this state of love, think of what you do want in your relationship. For instance, instead of saying, "Do not ignore me," say instead, "I appreciate when you listen to and pay attention to me." Acknowledge other people when they act in ways you like. If you can, state what you want as an essence quality of love, such as, "I want to experience more joy, harmony, love, softness, and so on between us." Radiate that quality to the other person as you soul link. So that's our excerpt. And this book is a beautiful book. It's all about connecting with your own soul, and have my own perspective on that. I believe we're already all connected to our own soul. But just, it's a beautiful way to feel more connected to your higher self. That's how I would phrase it. That's how I perceive it. And which you're also always connected to your higher self, but it's a difference when you can sense that, energetically feel that. So this book is fantastic because it really helps a person to further align with themselves energetically first, and then it takes them through connecting with other people that they either already know or in a person that you want to attract into your life. And so from the perspective of how this chapter was, or how this excerpt was being read, was mostly about someone you already have in your life, right? And maybe you want to improve that relationship. And so really emphasizing focusing on what you do want rather than what you don't want. And really using that example of, it's so common, all of us, to be able to say, okay, well, I want someone in my life, or I want that person to, not do this, not do that, not do this, right? Right. You can think of all the things you don't want. And they're saying you want to shift away from that. So what's awesome about that is all those don'ts that we want actually help us they inform what we do want. So we just want to flip the wording. When you can identify what you don't want, what's the opposite of that? So like they gave the example, if you don't want someone to ignore you, well, then what are you really looking for, right? You're looking for someone to pay attention to you more. If you don't want someone to be rude to you, you want them to be nicer to you, right? So it's taking time to identify those things and then make sure that those are the thoughts that we're thinking when we're manifesting who we want to connect with. And again, whether that's a person that we already know or someone new, because you can also just say, maybe you don't know who that next person is. Maybe you want to manifest a new best friend, or a new romantic partner, of course, or maybe a new business partner, whatever type of relationship it is that you're looking for. What are the qualities that you're looking for in those people? And, it's just, you start with what you do know. So even if you don't have all the details of behavior like things that you're looking for, but maybe can you get to the essence, as they were referring to? So the essence would be more of a feeling state: joy, harmony, love, peace, some sort of feeling state that you desire to feel more of. And anyway, this book did reference soul linking. Link your heart with that person's heart, that soul's heart. So you may not know who that other person is yet, but if you can visualize them in your mind's eye and visualize a line of light from your heart to theirs, and just feeling that sense of connection with that other person that's out there in the world, or other persons out there in the world who absolutely are going to fit what it is that you're looking for, right? There are literally billions of people in the world, and whoever it is that you're wanting to connect with, they exist. And so it's just a matter of the two energies aligning and connecting. And so anyway, I hope that was helpful. It's interesting because as I mentioned at the start of this video, that this was in response to a viewer's request for, are there any meditations specifically about attracting a certain type of person, right? And as I was doing some additional research, because they were specifically asking about this author, and again, the energies they channel, which is Oren and Deben. And so as I was doing the research, and I didn't find exactly that, but I did find the closest match, which is just basically just the basic attracting a person, right? So it doesn't matter what role they're going to play. What is the quality of that person that you are desiring to connect with? And so anyway, just kind of had that universal nature of what do we want to attract in our life? Well, it's we humans, there absolutely is a place in manifesting for specificity. I've had to learn that myself and continually practice that. And yet things are so often so much simpler than we sometimes make them out to be. So I don't know. That's what I noticed. I was like, oh, let me see if there's something for this specific request. And it just comes down to the basics, going back to basics. Well, let's see. How do I, if I want this certain type of relationship, what would that feel like? What would that look like? So anyway, I know a lot of you out there are big law of attraction fans as well. And, let me know what you're taking away from that. What types of relationships are you looking to manifest? And how is it helpful for you to remember that we can just bring it back to basics and go, that's right. That's right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't necessarily matter if it's this type of relationship versus that one. It's all about that energy. And anyway, so I'm going to do as we've done in the past. I'm going to pull some additional cards to expand on this message. And as always, let me know in the comments what you're taking away from this message. And if any of these cards further speak to you and your situation, because you may find some of that if you were looking for added specificity, right? Maybe you're like, I'm looking for a very special, unique type of person who does this or that. And maybe you are still looking for some additional keywords to help you in manifesting that. Maybe we'll get some from today's cards. So let's begin. I'm going to begin. I'm going to begin first with a message of life. I have a lot of new card decks, by the way. So for those who've been here and seen several of my videos, I've got a lot of new card decks. I'm still going to pull from some of the same ones, but I love these cards. So okay, let's see what our first message out is that helps us to expand on this message of focusing on what you do want in terms of manifesting and creating the relationships that you desire in your life. So, okay, let's see what message wants to come through. Taking a deep breath in, releasing whatever energy is feeling restrictive right now, releasing that. Okay, we have here, hello, self-love. Also very, very, very foundational in manifesting relationships that are more aligned with what we do want. It says, today I love myself fully. I accept myself exactly as I am. I am able to recognize my own divinity and to appreciate the purity of my soul. I take the time to care for myself. I enjoy myself. I nourish myself. I am kind to myself. I am grateful for who I am. And of course, they've got water in the picture because water is really helps us to be able to cleanse our energy and also feel that sense of nourishing abundance and help us be in the flow as well. And I'll also share that the very next section in the book that I did not read is about recognizing that other people on some level are also a mirror for us. And so if we are loving ourselves, then how much easier it is to manifest someone that is also going to love us, right? And because we love ourselves, it has that reciprocal effect where it's that much easier to love someone else from a pure, heart-centered space, pure, genuine space. Yeah. Okay. I love that. That was a perfect card. Excelente. Excelente. I'll share and look at this. So as I'm talking about loving yourself, you may be thinking, you don't know how to do that. Maybe you don't know who you are. And I will first say, if you're new to my channel, or maybe even if you've been here for a while, I do have a full playlist on what does self-love look like, because I believe that it's unique to everyone. And yet there are some commonalities, common themes. And so if you want to check that out, that may help you with finding more clarity on what self-love looks like for you. That came at a very pivotal time in my life. And, there's some really good stuff in there. So anyway, if you're new to figuring out how do I love myself better, definitely you might want to check that out. It's right here on the channel in the whole What Does Self-Love Look Like playlist. Okay, but I want to share another card here, because how do you love yourself if you don't fully know yourself, right? If you don't fully know who you are. So we have at the bottom of the deck here, I discover who I am. And this has been showing up a lot lately for me, a message that I've just been wanting to expand on. So this is already connecting with something that's within me. So let's read it. So it says, today I discover the riches that lie within me. I acknowledge my true self. I see myself as an unlimited being and marvel at the beauty of my life. I recognize the wealth of possibilities available to me as a being of light. As I learn who I am, I recognize the divine within me. And, you know, I want to highlight that visual right there too, because we were talking earlier about, soul linking and connecting with your higher self. And so anyone who wants visuals, right? That could be a way of looking at it. Connecting with the expanded version of you that already sees the higher perspective of how things are playing out for you in your life, knows that all is ultimately well, even when you're having the human experience and maybe not feeling like things are well. Yeah, that's a bigger conversation, right? Let's see what else. Okay, I'm going to pull from the Uncover Your Past Lives Oracle deck, because these have a lot of extra um, words and things that may speak to you. So let's, and then at the end, it's always neat to see how everything comes together. So, okay, what additional messages want to come out for us? We have, there's so many words on these cards. So let me just see what's standing out. Well, the very first one that's standing out is the word magic. The word magic right there in the middle. And we've got the two hands coming into play. So thinking of energy, Reiki, energy healing, power, lesson. Yeah, this is a big one. This actually has a lot of like deep words. We've got death, we have trauma, faith, affair. There's grandparent and identity. Again, identity. That's, speaks to the last card we just had. And we have alchemist. Alchemist. So as you align, that's the one. Alchemist. That's what this is all about. Alchemist. When you choose to shift your focus from what you don't want to what you do want, and you do that more consistently, that's okay. When I paused earlier during the reading and I said, we're going to expand on this conversation, talk about this a little more too. Anybody who's a newcomer to law of attraction or any of this type of information, I think it's a common experience to have the thoughts going on that say, oh yeah, right. Like I'm just going to think about what I want and then it's going to happen. Right. Or that everything is energy. So it's the more we spend time thinking about anything, we're generating an energy and a momentum that is creating more of what we want. So what I think is so fascinating about, I'm going to just say, simply put, the law of attraction, because today's message is very much about that, it is a very, very simple concept. And yet, because so many of us are mired in the human experience, we have a lot of dismantling, rewiring to do within us so that we can comprehend and grasp some of these so simple concepts and get to a space where we can allow them to work for us. The longer I've been on this law of attraction journey, it's been right about 10 years now. There are things that I'm still deepening my understanding of, that I'm just now finding more ease with being able to do them. Right? It's a process, an unfolding, and different people, find ease in certain areas than others. And so, what I want to say is that yes, your thoughts, the thoughts you think to yourself, the words that you say out loud, are immensely powerful. And the more you get in the habit of switching those thoughts over and speaking what it is you do want versus what you don't want, you generate a new momentum. And that is how you become the alchemist. That's how you're transforming energy around you, within you, which that's the energy you'll then be radiating, all of that which you do want, and being in that alignment. And therefore, that's what's going to be attracted to you. That's how it works. So, yeah. I love how these messages end up coming together. And if you're wanting assistance with this, reach out to me. This is one of the things I coach my clients on. So I'm a certified law of attraction coach and coach people through a lot of other things that tend to be very therapeutic. So reach out to me if you are looking for some assistance to support you in moving forward, learning how to self-love yourself forward. And I want to say reclaim your authentic self, because you may be feeling lost, like you've lost yourself somewhere along the way and you don't know how to get back to you. I get it. I get it. I've had that experience myself, and it's possible. It's possible. You're not lost. You're not lost. And it is worth the effort, the energy to, to make some of those scary decisions. There may be a lot of different shifts that will be necessary to support you in being able to feel free of what does not serve you, so that you can reconnect to who you know you authentically are and feel good and confident and strong and energized and expansive in who you are. So I absolutely support you in that. Okay, let's see if there's one more from this. Actually, no, I think we're done with this deck. We're done with this deck. Let's move on to, okay, we're going to move on to my deck, the Every Day is a New Day deck. Every Day is a New Day deck. And you can purchase this. I keep forgetting to put a link down to it in the description box, so I'll have to do that. Last time I checked, it wasn't working properly though, which I don't quite understand. So I'll take a look at that. Okay, let's see what message wants to come through to expand on today's message of focusing on what you do want and whatever else wants to come through. I love it. Love it when they pop up. Oh, good one. It says, what has your intuition been telling you about this? What has your intuition been telling you about this? And that's card number 44. That's such a great number. I'm going to see if there's one more. Oh. Okay, that one's, we'll take a look at that one later. What additional message wants to come through? Okay, I think I'm supposed to get it. Okay, stand by. I have to get it. 1 second. Oh, where'd it go? Okay, so I truly can't, I don't see it. So I think it's hidden under a table I have right here. I really will have to get it later. So let's see if there's one more from this deck. Yes, and we have, how can this be more fun for you? How can this be more fun for you? This is one of my favorite questions. Yeah, so thinking of focusing on what you do want. Maybe it's just simply thinking about manifesting newness into your life. How can you make it more fun? One of the very simple ways to begin to shift from what you don't want into what you do want is to literally get pen and paper, and it's like a pros cons list almost, but it's slightly different. You have on the one side what you don't want, and on the other side what you do want. And so what's coming into mind for me as I think about that, for those who like colored pens, who those feel connected to, special paper or journals, anything like that, right? Any sort of special stationery or pens, whatever it might be. Maybe you like to, journal with, maybe with a candle lit, or some, just some special meditative music. Right? Those are some considerations you could take. You could factor into how you can make the process of alchemizing the energy and making that shift, make it more fun. And what else? What else comes to mind for you on that one? Back when I first started podcasting, I was like, this is supposed to be fun, but I was actually finding a lot of stress and frustration with it. And I was like, Kim, look, if it's really not that fun, you got to stop doing it. Or how can this be more fun? And I kid you not, asking that question, new ideas came through. I made some shifts, and all of a sudden I started to have more fun with it. And it can be that simple. So ask yourself, how can this be more fun? See what shifts for you. What wants to come through? Okay, I'm going to pull here from a Heal Yourself Yeah, from the Heal Yourself deck. Because this can play a role too when we're manifesting new relationships, and to make it easier on ourselves to be able to start to focus on more of what we want. It can be helpful to absolutely to heal first from whatever may be in the way. Okay, so I feel like I've just already given the answer and haven't even pulled a card, right? Let's see what comes through on this deck. Rejection. Rejection. And that's card number 13. Let's see what else comes through. Is there another message from this deck that relates to today's conversation? Procrastination. And I think there's one more here. Let's see what this one was. Home. Interesting. So we have rejection, procrastination, and home. So that could mean, a variety of things. Could first mean healing from rejection of family. Could mean procrastinating on doing something in your home, making shifts in your home. Maybe you've had a loss. Maybe someone has transitioned. Death. We had death, the word death come up earlier. And maybe we're procrastinating on making shifts so that we can move forward into something new, whatever that means for you, right? I know, there's cleaning out closets, all sorts of things that can happen when a person is physically no longer here. Let's see. Did I bring out? I didn't bring out. Okay, that's okay. Let's see if there's one more from this deck. I want to see if there's one more from this deck that wants to come out. Is there one more card that wants to come out? And maybe not, actually. So, okay, I think that one's complete. That's complete. Okay. Let me know what's coming through for you. What's, or just let me know. Is this conversation resonating for you so far? I hope so. Let's move on. We're going to move on to, I have another deck titled Believe in Your Magic. Believe in your own magic. I like some of these other decks because they have, I like having a variety of decks because they have different words, different pictures, different, messages, of course. So let's see what else wants to come through. Ooh, okay. Oh, look at that. And another 3 cards. Interesting. 3's been coming up lately. Okay, we have here sun, morning, and nostalgia. Okay, we have paint the sun back into your sky. Paint the sun back into your sky. We have morning, the world awaits you. And we have nostalgia, focus on the here and now. The very simple connection I'm seeing here with this one is, when we talk about focusing on what we do want so that we can have certain relationships that we want to have in our life. That's a representation of us painting the sun back into our world, right? Certain experiences we can have might end up feeling like the sun metaphorically has been taken out of our life, right? Maybe the wind's been taken out of our sails. We're not quite seeing the light of day anymore. We might be in a period of feeling just like cyclical grief or frustration or anger or stagnancy, right? And that can make us forget that life isn't always like that. It doesn't have to always be like that. It can make us forget that we have the ability to shift things. And maybe we never knew that we had the ability to shift things. And so it might take a while to get going. This is reminding you, you do have the power to do that, and be easy on yourself as you do that. So to me, all of this shifting our thoughts and alchemizing past energy of past hurt and frustration, all of that, right? That's a process. You don't just do it once and then it's done. It's not one and done. it's it's you keep doing it, right? If we're now trying to generate new thought patterns for ourselves and new ease in speaking what we do want, so that we can generate momentum in that sphere of things. That means that, well, the momentum is currently over here on what we don't want, which means as we take action, deliberate action, right? Oh, okay, no, I have to switch it. Okay, you don't have to do anything, right? It's a choice. So, okay, but if I want something different, right, then the next step is to switch it. So, okay, I got to switch it, make that conscious choice. And we find ourselves revert back over to here sometimes just automatically, because that's where the momentum is, still thinking about what we don't want or about the frustration, the hurt. You keep doing it. It's like going to the gym. It's like exercising those muscles. You keep practicing it. I talk to my coaching clients about, I love this. Well, of course, I'm partly blanking on what it's called. I think it's the 4 stages of learning. You have, we're aiming to get to that place of unconscious competence. So we start with unconscious incompetence. We don't know. We're just, right, unconscious incompetence. And then we move into the space of conscious incompetence. Now we're aware, oh, okay, now I'm aware that something's off. I would, it'd probably be good if I shifted something. Then we're in the space of conscious competence, where we're consciously, making those shifts. Oh, I just was thinking more about what I don't want anymore. So now I'm going to consciously shift back over to, everything that was on my list of what I do want. What are those thoughts? Let's think those some more. Like, actively practice it. Don't just wait for things to happen. You actively do it. That's the conscious competence. And when you do that so often enough, you eventually get to the space where it becomes unconscious competence, where you don't have to think about it anymore because you've got that momentum built. And that's where you are now. That's easier. And sure, things in life will happen that might kind of at some point get you back over to here. But when that happens, you now know from experience, okay, yes, feel this, process this, whatever that situation was, that new situation that kind of felt like it took you off course. But you have the ability to get back over to here. And so, it's like a process of really coming to learn what our power is, how to use our power, that we even have power. Yeah. So, and morning time is a great time to be exercising these deliberate shifts. Morning time used to be one of my favorite times to meditate. Years ago it was nighttime, and then it went through a phase of morning time because your head's already clear. For the most part, you're in a clearer headspace first thing in the morning than other times in the day. So that can be a great time to be practicing your affirmations of what it is you do want. And yes. And then this is just speaking of, this is acknowledging. We can be stuck in a space of nostalgia, reflecting back on the past. And so it's really important to take that deliberate action to think about more of what we do want in the present. Okay. I have so many decks out here, but I'm not going to go through all of them, right? We'll just do a few more and then we'll wrap it up. So let's go ahead and let's do, I'm going to do a Keeper of the Light. Kyle Gray's Keeper of the Light deck. Keepers of the Light. Okay. Take that deep breath in. Just take a moment to pause and feel good. See the energy of what you desire flowing down to you and through you, supporting your body and your mind in finding ease Ease in shifting thought patterns. Ease in choosing to be deliberate. Because here's the thing. It's I think what also can trip a lot of us up is we get stuck and mired in old habits of thinking and of course behaving and all of that. Because to a degree it's comfortable, but it's really just that we're used to it. Because what's comfortable can actually be uncomfortable, right? But because we're so used to it, we may not even recognize it that way. But if you know that you're not feeling the best that you can feel, then that's your clue. Oh, something's off. And it is within my power to shift it. I can feel better. Can feel better. There's so much more I could say. So, okay, let's see. I have two cards here. So what do we have? We have, ooh, nice. Okay. First one it says Master Buddha, increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. Ooh, I like that. And then we have Kuthumi. I don't know, Kuthumi. It says cloak of wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. Wow. Okay. Well, these are basically the same message. Basically the same message. Okay. Trust your inner voice. Trust what you know. Trust your inner voice. Trust what you know. Let's going back to procrastination. Maybe you're procrastinating because you're not trusting your inner voice. Oh my gosh. Hello. We also had, what has your intuition been telling you about this? Yeah. So maybe there's something about what you're trying to manifest, the type of relationship that you're trying to manifest that you are not trusting, that maybe you have doubt about. Maybe you think there's something wrong about it. Take what resonates, leave what does not, right? This may not resonate for everybody. But maybe for the type of connection you're looking for, it says deep connection, that only by trusting your inner voice will you really be able to connect to that deep connection that you're seeking. Maybe that's the essence of what you're looking for, right? We talked simply about essence earlier. Maybe you're looking for a sense of deep inner fulfillment. Trust your intuition. Trust the signs you keep getting. What are the signs? Have you been ignoring the signs? I know I've shared this story before, but it's been a while since I did one of these videos. So let's see here. Years ago, when I was making the shift from a standard traditional type job to being more entrepreneurial and really going for what it is that I feel called to do, what I know I'm here to do, I love to do, and that's the coaching. And it's become also like podcasting, show hosting, all that kind of stuff. Energy work, meditations. So there's a whole bunch of things. Anyway, when I made that shift, that was so scary. I, like, for the longest time, was asking for signs. And I was getting signs. And I finally got to the point where I realized, wow, this is okay, I won't use the curse word, but this is a ish or get off the pot situation, because the universe can only do so much. As humans, we have free will. And so if we choose to not take the action that we know we have to take, then that's on us, right? Nothing changes if nothing changes. Yes, the universe is lining things up. The universe is helping us out. But what's that other phrase? God helps those who help themselves. Right? Our actions really say a lot, not only to the other people in our life, but they say a lot to the universe. And what it's an extension of our energy. If we say we want one thing, but then yet we never take that physical action to move towards it, that's conflicting energy, that mixed messages right there. And so it's key for us to look at, like, how are we doing that within our own life? So, and that's also where we get to recognize our power. It's like, if we really don't want to do something, or if we're, what am I trying to say here? Look at the actions that we're putting forth to be a true reflection of the results that we're getting. Like, are we really putting forth the action or are we not? So anyway, yeah. Okay. So intuition is a big, big message there. And I love cards. I have so many card decks. I'm not going to pull from all of them, but I love cards. Okay. What do we have at the bottom here? Faith. So as I shared that story, faith was actually the big key word that came up for me at that time in my life. You have to have faith, and faith is something that you exercise, you actually put into action. That's my belief about it. It's the way that we show that we have faith is by taking that action. It says humanity and benevolence. Stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others. See the light in the world. See the light in the world. The more you see the light in yourself, the easier it becomes to see the light in others. We are all beings of light. And the more that we alchemize those, the rejection of the past, hurt feelings, whatever it might be from the past, we actually allow ourselves to be more of the light that we innately are. And shine, 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 shine. Okay, I'm going to pull one final card, and I'm going to pull that card from, I love this deck. I think it's so beautiful. From Tony Carmine Salerno's Spirit Oracle deck. And I love trees, so that's why I love this deck. Okay, so one final message, and I want to say thank you for being here with me. You can, of course, connect with me over on KimO'NeillCoaching.com, and that's KIMONEILL coaching.com for custom guided meditation sessions, coaching sessions, and of course, just more information about things that I do. And yes, the Every Day is a New Day show has been on a break. And that's mostly because I'm currently guest hosting another show, the Let's Talk Fabulous with Tamara show. But when you tune in when I'm guest hosting, you get me. And so that's been really fun. So you can check the community tab here on YouTube for episodes of that, or past episodes of the Every Day is a New Day show, of course, as well. Okay, let's see. One final message for everybody who's live and on the replay for today's inspired book excerpt reading. And again, thank you to the viewer of a past episode who, asked for some additional information, and grateful to be able to respond to that. That was like a billion cards. So let's go again. Let's see. What's our final message for today? Let me readjust here. Okay, final message for today. What wants to come through? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let's see here. We have joy. It says, Kuan Yin is here with love and compassion at this time of healing. Accept her gift of love and light. Sadness is temporary and will soon fade away into joy. I love that. So your journey of creating the relationship that you want, being able to shift from focusing on what you don't want to what you do want, may begin with that self-love and compassion. Self-love and compassion. Any shifts you make, when learning about law of attraction, it was like, oh my gosh, there's so much information. There's so many different processes and tools and exercises that we can do to align our energy with more of what we do want. And so it can start to feel a little overwhelming. Every little shift that you make is a shift that's going to support you in moving in that direction. So it's okay. Maybe you're not ready to start saying all the things you do want, but are you ready to start loving yourself more? Can you start by, taking time to sit with yourself and write out who are you? What do you know about you? What do you really like about who you are? What are you really good at? What are your strengths? And then allow yourself to start to feel that, feel into that. The more you are able to feel those good feelings simply about yourself, it's going to be even easier to have, feelings that you can then connect with another person, whether that be a person you already have in your life or someone new that you're manifesting into your life. So, yeah. Well, this was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you too. I'll show you my hat. You didn't get to see all of it, did you? It's my Christmas tree hat. I crocheted this, and so I'm grateful to have an opportunity to wear it because, of course, it's not a year-round type of hat. Look at that. Anyway, it's all good. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday, however you spend the holidays, wherever you are in the world. And even if you see this when it's not a holiday, right? Because these videos are good for whenever. It's always, I believe things happen at the right time. And so, this is a universal message that we have here. Whenever you see this message, I hope you find ease in being able to love yourself. I hope you find fun in being able to, make your lists of what you don't want and then what you do want. Find ease in being able to focus more on the what you do want. Say these things so often to yourself that you start to feel like, oh, that feels natural now. That feels natural to say that. Ooh. And then you start to notice as the more and more it feels natural for you, that means you are aligning with the energy. That means it's going to be even easier and quicker that you see these things show up in your external reality. You're going to meet that person, or you're going to start to see new things in someone where you previously experienced something else from them, right? What we believe about other people is what we end up seeing in them. And that can be a big conversation too. But think about that. Have you ever thought about that? Like they've done the studies with kids, when you talk to a kid as if they're a bad kid and, they're not doing so great, they will live up to that. Or if you talk to a kid as if, they're such an amazing kid and they're beautiful, a beautiful being of light. What a joy to have them in this world. They live up to that. It's the same with adults. Yeah. I won't ramble on anymore. Anyway, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Sending you a virtual hug. And if you have questions or requests for, conversations, book excerpts on other topics, let me know because I would be happy to answer those questions. And you don't have to know the book, right? You don't know all the books that I have in my book on my bookshelf. But if you have a question about something, let me know and I'll come back and do a video, maybe just of card pulls, or maybe I have a specific book that'll have the best message for it. So we'll see. Okay, have an amazing day. And I don't think I said it. Orindaben, ORINDABEN.com. And that's where you can find those other guided meditations about creating relationships that linked to our book excerpt today. Okay, have an amazing day, everybody. I'll see you again. Bye.